information leading to an arrest. If you'd like to make an impact, you can head to WUSA9.com. In Frederick County, Les Moreno, WUSA9.
Damn, nobody in custody.
Selma.
Yo, y'all can take the $5 challenge. $5 and turn into like $1,000 in this motherfucker like the last month, man. We done dropped.
It's tough out here, dog.
Huh?
It's tough out here.
I tell you, man. You tell them. It's tough out here, man. It's the grocery store's fault. They price gouging, man. It ain't Biden's fault or Kamala.
Caramel Harris gonna fix all that.
But what do you think, Fish? What do you think? Like, can people support a little more or not really? What do you think, President Fish?
It's not up to me.
Well, no. I'm asking for a simple opinion. Is all.
Of what? Man, whether they should give more money?
Well, I mean, I had those out of a fucking job. I think you would agree, right? I don't know. No comment.
Yeah, guys, take the $10 challenge.
My man, there you go. That's it. That's all, Fish. We love
you. Why you say it like a juice crew, man? You sound like a miserly juice crew.
No, if it was juice crew, I'd be like, take out a loan. Take out a loan, pay interest for 60,000 years.
Once Kamala Harris is in office, we're all gonna have so much money. It's just gonna be flowing in for you.
Yeah, she's gonna fix everything, man.
Alabama. A typical rural town in the southern United States. Segregation, for a time banned by law, is making a return in Selma.
Oh yeah, this ain't even this says 8 months ago though. It says 8 months ago. What?
Isn't this what Democrats
want?
want?
The march is not yet over. We know.
Don't we want segregation? Why do you want the white man oppressor
is this
like
good or
in your
bad?
neighborhood keeping you down, you know?
They just want his stuff. They don't want him. They want a slave.
Yeah. We want all the cool stuff, not all of we want the cool stuff. We don't want the responsibility. We don't have to like.
Yeah, we want golf courses, but we don't want to have to pay memberships, and we don't want to have to do what it takes to build one.
Or maintain it. Or maintain it.
Maintain the grass and the holes, balls, and all the just what they call the person, the groundskeeper. We don't want to be the groundskeeper.
Yeah, they have like full-time jobs. They have like whole college degrees just for golf courses.
Yeah.
Think about this. They'll call it racism if like banks don't lend racial groups money. It's like, why does another group owe you a job or money or this or that? Like, the only thing, like, oppression is someone getting in your way, stopping you, not refusing to help you. Like, as long as
they don't know how to do it themselves, their only mode or means of their only means of getting a first world standard of living, and the only way they found to do that is to guilt trip gliders.
That's all of our problems.
Yeah. We got y'all by the kahunas, man. We found a way to do that, and we found y'all weakness.
But for the longest, I mean, we've seen videos down here.
Do you think blacks were happy
like the 80s? Where some people been using that same card. There was a video we saw here, like in 1986, and the New York City subway. The fucking cops were fucking black. The conductor was black. The news anchor was black. Arguably, I'm sure the offender was black. What has changed, Chief? They've been lying to us, dude.
Do you think blacks were happy under Jim Crow in the South?
That's Jesse Lee Peterson.
Well, it was only the so-called civil rights movement. It's all these people came down from the north. I won't say what ethnicity they are, because I don't want to be called anti-Semitic. But But they came down, and it was only then that blacks realised how oppressed they were.
Man, y'all been having them by. I bet you in Jim Crow they had them by the balls too. I guarantee you some people had the glass by the balls during Jim Crow.
That'd be crazy.
We be victims and shit.
Well, a lot of people are calling it modern slavery. Does that feel right?
I was just about to say that's slavery. That's slavery. You took
No,
away the
it's
whips,
not.
but you put the paperwork. Took away the masters and you put them in uniform.
Disgusting.
Same difference. Same difference.
It kind of appears that there is a coordinated system in order to protect the labor that's created by the prison system.
Walk into a McDonald's in Alabama, and the worker flipping your McDouble could be an incarcerated person.
It's a sad situation of where they getting rich off us.
The Alabama Department of Corrections farms out in.
You're muted, Ak. We can't hear you.
It's a sad situation that they getting rich off the people they committed crimes against, man. That's sad, man. Talking about it's a sad situation. Nah, it ain't that sad, man.
And of course, it's a liberal white woman.
Hundreds of private companies and government agencies across the state.
McDonald's, Burger King, Golden Corral, Wendy's. They got a Wendy's contract right now. State Trooper's office.
Hey, hold up.
They'll send everybody everywhere.
They'll send you everywhere. Yes, the pro.
That's a beautiful woman, man.
All these some people
They'll
are still
send
gonna go
everybody.
eat this food. This isn't gonna change anything. They're gonna eat all the fast food, same as they always do.
Yeah, man. That's one rough looking sister, man. I like her hair though. The bottom part, this part.
That's Flavor Flav right there.
Man, that's Miles Davis, man. What you talking about?
They'll send you everywhere. Yes, the parole office.
And even though ADOC trusts these incarcerated people to leave prison every day and work alongside the general public, many of them are still denied the chance at real freedom.
I work for y'all, but when I come up for parole, you deny me. Why would you deny me? Because I got free. Because you're getting free service.
This is a story about corporations and the state of Alabama exploiting prison labor and the coercive policies they use to keep its citizens trapped in servitude.
It doesn't work. It's a terrible system.
If you're wondering how any of this is even legal, well, it might not be. That's what we went to Alabama to figure out.
I thought it for integrating them back in the community.
So yeah, could you just describe like how long you worked here? And
I was here 18 months. That I ran their kitchen by myself. From 8 to 5 every Thursday, Tuesday through Thursday.
Wow, yeah. That sounds like hard work.
It was.
Elizabeth Thomas was in the Alabama Work Release Program for 5 of her 15 years in prison.
So they had a combination of incarcerated people and free world people.
Yes.
Did you feel like there was a difference how they treated?
Oh, most definitely. We work longer hours.
Make the work release work over, work extra days, don't want to give you off days. Like, no, I got to eat my health. I have to get ready.
Need an off day for you in prison, man. You should want to get out and go into the world every day. What you want, an off day to hang around in your cell?
Play cards. Do some
I don't think they're
incarcerated people. They're incarcerated people.
Can't they
You got
decline?
PlayStation in there.
Well, they let them out and they're slaves.
No, I think in prison they can literally just choose to like stay in their. They don't have. Most people choose to do it because they have nothing else to do.
Well, they get paid for it, don't they?
Yeah, they're not
Very
slaves.
little, but I think they can just choose. Like if they wanted to, they could just do their time and like not work in the system.
A lot of people work in prison. You know, what I mean, one of the best jobs in prison is the kitchen, and it's that 6 days a week, long hours. But it's called a bird killer. I don't know how it is in the States, but in British prisons, it's a privilege. It's a privileged job.
Wow.
Chris, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a machine, but that's how they look at you. Like,
This is Quincy Sanders. During his nearly 17 years in prison, he worked at several restaurants, a lumber yard, and McDonald's.
Like working.
You was lucky, man. It's dudes. It's like a waiting list for them type jobs in prison, man. Dudes gotta have good behavior and shit, and be model inmates just to get eligible for that type of shit to leave jail, man.
Isn't this typical? This response from this brother. What a typical brother right here.
Well, if that woman was doing a 15-year sentence, she spent 5 of them walking outside. There's a big element of trust there, obviously.
Yeah, man. This is crazy, man. This is nasty work.
Doing a real job and trying to stay being incarcerated is a very hard experience. You have to be mind strong, really.
Alabama has one of the most overcrowded and deadly prison systems in the United States. Even the Justice Department found conditions there to be unconstitutional.
I wonder why.
In 2023, almost a person a day died in Alabama prisons, which is almost 5 times the national average.
Or they might get beat to death.
I wonder why.
Folks with sticks. They breaking broomsticks, making little billy clubs. People in there stabbing each other. People in there doing drugs. People in there almost about to die. They're not giving you no nursing assistance. The nurse probably get there. You probably be dead.
But ADOC offers people in prison with nonviolent misdemeanor convictions a potentially life-saving deal. If they join the work release program, they get to live in special facilities that are generally much less dangerous than regular prisons. They spend their days working in the free world without prison supervision, and they can earn 72-hour passes to visit their families at home.
Yeah, and they complaining. These niggas are complaining.
Right. She was just complaining. She was claiming slavery, and now it's privilege. Back up your mind, you dumb bitch.
Yo, I'm surprised the liberals ain't complaining that why can't the violent motherfuckers also get a piece of this?
Yeah,
discriminate against them. Fuck out of here.
Why does violence exclude you from that's what they call it? Racism or
discrimination
prejudice.
or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, discrimination. Yeah.
Like we are
against violent motherfuckers.
You go out here, you do the right thing. You get to elevate.
Yeah, that's nasty work, man.
I mean, the group act that is allowing all these violent, dangerous immigrants just fucking coming here by the masses. Of course, they will advocate for some nonsense like that.
Yeah, man, it's wrong, man. And this woman, she should be able to be Miss America, man. You know what I'm saying? Why can't she be Miss Universe, man?
Right, they should have paid her.
I say put her on the Ravens.
Yo, she just might be Miss Universe one day. Tell me not.
Yeah, man.
Beauty is subjective, man.
You get to grow, you get out of this facility. But what you didn't tell me is that you finna get all my money. That's what they didn't tell you.
The state takes a 40% cut of every incarcerated worker.
Okay, yeah, but we taking you here, there. We giving you the job while you're in prison. We shuttling you back and forth. We responsible for your behavior. We're reliable for your behavior, reliable for your actions. We monitoring you. The state is doing a lot, man. So it's like, and listen, even if they didn't do all that, right? Just be happy you ain't in that motherfucker.
Well, they're all volunteers anyway, so
Right. Throw ass back in there. Fuck you. Next.
State's housing them, right? I mean, you're in prison, so we're feeding you, housing you. You need to give something back if you're working.
Yeah, these people are nuts.
Yeah.
This is sun logic.
Volunteering to be a slave. They can't let it go, can they? They can't let this slave garbage go.
Fuck all the other real slaves out there.
Right. Actual literal slaves. Like, if we crunch the numbers, this bitch will end up owing.
So these like woke Democrats, man, they don't care about slaves and real slaves in other countries. They don't give two shits.
That's crazy.
workers' wages off the top, before taxes, plus an additional $5 a day for van rides to and from work, $15 a month for laundry, and then
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Laundry costs more than $15 a month on the free world, man. Free, what they say, free world persons, whatever the fuck you did. Yeah. I used to do my laundry at the laundromat before I got a washer here, man.
Game
Yeah,
changer.
it's more than $15 a month, man. You guys getting a good deal, man. And then what's the other one? What's this? What is it? 40% fee. Hold on.
workers' wages off the top, before taxes, plus an additional $5 a day.
$5 round trip. Yeah, man. How much do the bus pass cost in your town, man?
Man.
About
It's more than
$5,
that.
right? Huh?
It's more than this shit right here.
To get back
Think
and
about how
forth.
ridiculous this is that we're giving all of this shit to people that are prisoners. Like, this is the most first world bullshit complaining you could ever imagine.
Right. You made a good point in the video you dropped earlier, right? About prisons, I think in Latin America. In those prisons, you're wearing the clothes that you came in with. That's what you're wearing, and you're gonna have to figure out how to wash it. Someone's gonna have to send you detergent because they're not gonna give it to you in there. Here in America, they're washing your shit, they're fucking ironing, they're folding it for you, prepping it for you. Fuck out of here, dude.
And they're complaining the whole time. Whining. They ain't even complaining. These motherfuckers is whining. They done found some liberal white woman and they whining about
Day for van rides to and from work, $15 a month for laundry, and then any restitution and court fees.
If your check is $636, you might see two something out of that. And that's every 2 weeks. And you done work 80 hours and only seen $200.
Yeah, but look, what you got to do in there, man. A prison job, the jobs they pay, you get paid like 30 cents an hour in prison for working in the kitchen and shit, or working on a detail in prison. Here you get to leave, man. You get to mac on bitches. These motherfuckers having families. They probably cracking bras that work at the McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Babies and shit. These motherfuckers, what is these niggas complaining about?
They're probably sticking in drugs, making money in there. Come on,
Smoking weed on break.
Yeah, they probably leaving, the job. They probably getting in cool with the manager and shit. He probably fucking the manager. Like, set me up with a day, like, and I'm gonna say that I work, but I'm really gonna be off, and I'm gonna just be out on the town and shit. They got the mall and shit.
Right. Yo, I guarantee you someone's getting drugs in there from this.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt. Whatever in there, cell phones, anything.
Exactly.
Like it makes you lose motivation because money motivates people, especially working. So it kind of makes you lose motivation.
One estimate calculated that the state of Alabama enjoys a benefit of more than $450 million a year off of prison labor.
And it's slavery all the way around the board, just slavery.
And unlike free world workers, incarcerated workers can't just get a shift covered or quit.
ADOC has a list of rules that
fall
pressure to be
Of course, bro.
Put that woman in chains.
I hate white women so much.
Slave her.
You could definitely quit, bitch. What are you talking about?
Hold on, where's she at?
Covered or quit.
ADOC has a list of
Yo, she's straight out of Central Casting, man.
Right. Where's the blue hair at though?
Yo, she is. Yo, that's how they
Telling you,
look
man.
in real life too.
You can't let any society that has given women political power and sexual liberation collapses every single time.
Fucking man. That's the root cause of all these problems. Just so
That is 100% the root cause of all of this.
People
If women had no political power, none of this would hold any water.
Interesting.
People have
We would have
limited.
public executions. Everything would be totally different.
Yeah, these racial problems would be nothing. I mean, in a society where powers in the hands of just the male population, that we sort out our differences so that it doesn't resort to violence all the time.
Well, what about the monarchies that had females at the forefront?
They were still male-dominated societies.
But the queen was the queen, right? She
Yeah,
was the
but
one.
Female rulers could be just as malicious as male were. I mean, Elizabeth I was just as bad as her dad, Henry VIII. She had some bloke's handcuff, I think, pamphleteer.
Yeah, I think they said Isabella was a bitch too to the Muslims.
One thing I want to point out is that there's people who've committed no crimes at all that are working for free every day right now, living in the Salvation Army just so they have somewhere to live, which is essentially the same thing that these people are doing in prison, except they committed crimes to get there. So.
Yeah, they said that Queen Isabella, she expelled the Jews crew and the Muslims out of
No
Spain.
shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? From Spain, Aragon.
The Reconquista.
Yeah, La Reconquista, right? Where they pushed out the Moors and the Jews crew, and that was a female, right?
The Muslims ruled Spain for a long
For a
time.
while. Yeah, it kind of gives you a perspective. As long as they ruled it, dude. I mean, it gives you perspective. But how do you explain that one, guys? That was a female at the forefront, right? But I agree with you though, Fish. Generally speaking, you're not wrong. I mean, I guess a broken Clyde, yada yada.
Yeah, you got to look at it from like the regular person's perspective. It's not like just the top person. It's like like a regular family. Like back then, women couldn't really survive on their own. They needed to be in a man's house just to like have shelter and food and stuff. So men just had the power, just generally in society.
Can you imagine if this bitch here on the screen was like the queen of sorts? Like she was the one like deciding shit, everything? How fucking what a fucking Mad Max scenario that would be.
She's gonna end up on her head on a pike.
100%.
We're like one step away from that happening.
But her society will be on that pike with her, dude. Like it will go down the drain. It would be a fucking free for all, right? It's not looking good right now, dude. It's like it feels kind of lawless, or maybe it's just me. I don't know.
In certain areas, and it's only going to get worse in those areas.
I think the police have kind of put their hands up and just, they're just observers now.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, bro. I wanted to say to any cop listening right now, from the bottom of my heart, hands up, don't shoot. No? Okay. Never mind. Never mind, guys. Carry on. Carry on oppressing people of color, you scumbags. Shout out to all the I Nation listening too, especially the ones working right now. If you're at work, shout out to you, man. Hit the super chat. What do you think, Fish? It's lawless. It's not a lawless land.
It's in some parts, and it's going to get worse in heavy blue areas for sure. And then eventually, when all that's hell, the leeches are going to find their way into the red conservative areas, and they're going to try to do the same thing. The only thing that's going to actually solve any of this will be violence.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible the shit that I mean. Look, these 3 days that Ak was gone, whatever how long it was, just hearing like the rhetoric like that's in the outside of this bubble, it's just overwhelming to keep hearing this nonsense about like some people being victims. You know, it just I don't understand it. Like how can that narrative hold? How is it possible? You know,
You got
I was
people believe a man can be a woman or like get pregnant and stuff. I mean, I think there was what's her name? There was the prime minister of Italy. She gave this speech where she said, she quoted some guy and she said that like there will come a day where like swords will be drawn that grass is green and fires will be kindled that 1 + 1 is 2, and that time is now. In her speech. So yeah, man, it's like people people will just deny like obviously observable truth.
There's a bloke in Ireland being sent to jail for 2 or 3 jail sentences for refusing to call a transgender child. Indeed, he's a bloke, Enoch Burke. Look him up. It's absolutely scandalous.
I mean, that one law in California or whatever that says that teachers don't have to tell parents about like the sexual orientation of their kids or something. That's fucking outrageous.
Insane.
Crazy. I was listening to an alderman here in Chicago, right? Mind you, this guy is a fucking nut job fish, right? Crazy motherfucker. He's talking about how, and he's passionately talking about on the floor how we should do a 3% tax on millionaires in Chicago to fund the migrants. Think about that. How dumb is that, dude? That everyone should pay.
I mean, most politicians don't understand economics at all. Like most politicians have never run a business. They know very, very little about how the real world actually works. All they've ever done is spend their time getting degrees and begging for money.
They're dominating, dude. They're dominating. They're dominating the political sphere, fish. At least, I mean, here they are. You know, it's crazy, dude. And not just here, you know that, but these people that you just described, fish.
Yeah, I mean, like you're in peak retarded clown world where you live.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, but you're in Alabama, so you really don't have much ground to stand on, you know. We both
No, we were very different. Like that shit, like all this woke stuff.
Yeah.
Does not fly the same down here.
But you're Mobile, right? I imagine Mobile is another shithole.
No, like it's shitty because there's violent blacks, but like all the wokey woke stuff, there's a lot of pushback against a lot of that.
Well, you
and
know,
we don't have like politicians giving diatribes about bullshit like that.
Yeah, we have that. Oh, we have that. We have a lot of that. I get what you're saying. Wow.
I think that's all you guys have.
We have a lot of it, but like I said, I just don't understand it. So when I've been gone and just hearing that narrative without hearing the pushback that I gives in this bubble, it's just like, oh, it's nauseating, dude. You know, it's like pent up frustration. You know.
Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Calvert, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Supporting the channel once again. Shout out to Deluxe, man. Yeah, man, you can support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat.
All incarcerated people are expected to abide by rules like don't have contraband, be in your bunk at the required time, and rules like don't refuse to work. That's a rule on the books.
CJ Sandley is one of the attorneys behind a recent lawsuit filed against ADOC.
The range of punishments folks can face if they get written up for refusing to work include solitary confinement, losing access to phones, tablets, visitation, access to their families and loved ones for like 30 days, 60 days, being required to do more work inside the prison walls for free under threat of punishment. I want to talk.
Yo, listen to
They
all the
should
shit
quit.
they got, yo. They're like, this isn't prison. Listen to all the shit they got. They basically free. They're on
Losing
probation.
access to phones, tablets, visitation, access to their families and loved ones for like 30 days, 60 days, being required to do more work inside the prison walls for free, under threat of punishment.
I want to talk to my family. I want to be a part of my family. And you're telling me that if I don't go and do what you want me to do at these jobs, work as hard as they want me to do, if they need me 7 days, you want me to go there 7 days. If they need me 80 hours, you want me to work 80 hours. If they want me to turn around and come back and do a double, you want me to get up and you want me to be
That's called
available
life,
to do all
motherfucker.
this.
We all do it.
But if I decide I'm tired, Lord forbid if we got sick.
I talked to Reginald Burrell, who was injured when an entertainment center fell on his head at the private furniture manufacturing company where he worked through ADOC. When he spoke up about it, he was fired.
And, I confronted the DPO about it, and they shipped me to Sheltersburg with extra duty, taking away my privileges, and I ended up in a landfill. I just got assaulted and mistreated at this job, and now I'm ended in a landfill working for free.
He got assaulted by a fucking entertainment
One of the most
system.
valuable things in the system is whatever I can do to get out early. If a work stoppage to protect myself from being abused and to speak up for myself could subject me to sanctions, I don't have to say it, but you're going to follow whatever order you're given.
Chris England is a state representative in Alabama. He's leading the fight to reform the state's prison system.
It is a completely broken system. The folks in charge, the parole board, they don't use guidelines. There is no methodology applied to it.
Alabama has some of the lowest parole grant rates in the country.
And more than 90% of the time, hearing this answer.
Denied, 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 be denied. Parole will be denied.
If the parole board followed its own guidelines, it would grant parole in about 80% of cases. But instead, that number dropped to just 8% last year. And incarcerated people in the work release program don't fare much better.
I know that there are people at the Department of Corrections, they assess them, and then they say, you are not a threat. So much so, that you can leave here and go work. Some people actually go home for 72 hours on a weekend and are told, we trust you to the point where you do whatever you got to do. We'll see you Monday morning, 8 o'clock. That same person goes before the parole board and they say, what you did 20 years ago is so bad we can't let you out. You're a threat to public safety, but make sure you're at work tomorrow morning.
A federal lawsuit claims that 235 people in the work release program were denied parole in fiscal year 2022.
So if the system is operating as designed, what is the point of the system?
It appears labor is.
One thing our lawsuit talks a lot about
We're arguing over 235 people.
Vice president, man.
But no one was complaining when they committed these crimes to end up in these situations. Wow.
Who cares if they're a threat to public safety or not? That's not what. If you killed someone, but you're never going to kill someone again, that doesn't matter. You need to be punished for that. That's why you're in prison. If you're the nicest, most friendly person in the world, but you hurt someone, you need to be punished for that. We don't care if you're trustworthy or not.
It's called paying your debt to society.
You are muted if you're talking on.
Just look at that picture, man.
For real.
These two.
I think the chick on the left just wants to hook up with the other one.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
It's a pretty ambiguous person.
One thing our lawsuit talks a lot about is that very clear lineage from slavery in the state to convict leasing and to what we've got now. And the punishment by the Department of Corrections is what our clients are challenging, because that's what amounts to involuntary servitude and slavery by the state.
After the Civil War, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery with a key caveat. Forced labor was still allowed for people convicted of a crime, and the states adopted a copycat of this federal amendment. But here's the thing. In 2022, Alabamians made a historic vote to remove this exception.
The state has a new constitution. Voters overwhelmingly agreed to make our state constitution free of racist laws and language.
However, right after the voters of the state changed the state constitution, the governor and the Department of Corrections really doubled down on the punishment for refusing to work.
So the people closed the loophole and then the governor went around to open it up again, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
Governor Kay Ivey's executive order made encouraging or causing a work stoppage a high-level violation, on the same level as possession of a weapon, drug possession, and bribery. The order also cracked down on correctional incentive time,
It's just
better known as
anti-union.
good time. In some prison systems, good behavior is rewarded with what's known as good time. People can earn sentence reductions and get released from prison early.
And the state legislature even changed its good time law to increase that form of punishment for folks who refuse to work.
We're simply changing the amount of correctional incentive time or good time days that are offered.
Are we increasing or are we lowering it?
We are lowering them.
All of this was done on the heels of this constitutional change, and frankly, it's a brazen ignoring of the will of the voters of the state, and that's what our lawsuit is about. And so many people want to work, but they want to be paid fairly. They want to be paid a free world wage for the labor they're doing. They want
Wow.
Free.
How are you that stupid?
She's laughing at it. You can hear her.
Yeah,
she
you're not
couldn't help
free,
but
man.
laugh.
This is crazy, man.
This is
wanna
just
be
stupid
working
women
in
logic.
safe conditions. They want to be treated fairly, and they don't want to be forced to work if they don't want to, or they can't because they're sick, or they have a doctor's appointment,
I
or
don't wanna be
they're
forced to go to
feeling
prison
unsafe
if
in
I
their
hurt
work
someone.
and they want to change jobs.
You lost all those,
One
right?
of the unique things about this state and really the country is that things just never end. They evolve. If your prison system is full, it's primarily full of black folks, black men, and you have a racial disparity in who gets released and who doesn't. Can you imagine the optics of what that labor force looks like?
Black people account for just over a quarter of Alabama's total population, but more than 50% of the prison population.
What does that tell you, bitch?
Here we go again.
No.
Nothing at all.
Is it black people or black men? How many black women are doing it? They love these statistical games, don't they?
Well, the point more than that, Alex, is the fact that it's brothers committing crime and they're kind of glossing over that.
They never complain about the number of black jazz musicians or the number of black football players, do they? It's absolutely ridiculous.
They act like they're born in prison, like little babies in prison.
They act like it's a bad thing that the prison has mostly black people. Yeah, it's a bad thing. Why are they committing so much crime? It's like it's not
And like it should literally be like 75% of the prison population.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they actually followed through and got their man every time, it would be much higher.
80%.
That's a good point. Can you imagine that, Ike, if the system captured every criminal? How many brothers would be in prison?
If there was never no 5 people shot, 2 killed, no one in custody, police are asking the community to help. if they always helped, if the community ever fucking helped and shit, it would be like 80%.
I don't think we could budget for that. How many prisons we would need?
Yeah, man. We'd have. Yeah, we got a lot of land though, man. We got a lot of land, man, on the side of those damn highways and parkways.
Yeah. We also got a lot of ocean. I'm just saying.
We could build a million prisons, man. Yeah, man. Plenty of time, plenty of land for prisons, man.
Look, I would say rope is racist, so the guillotine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Make sure you support the channel, guys. I mean, shit, man. Y'all want me to be on here 4 hours a day for $20 and shit? That shit is very hard to keep doing every fucking day, man.
Population. An AL.com investigation found that Black men were 25% less likely to get parole than white men.
If you could take a picture of a group of men who are working convict labor decades ago and juxtapose that next to a current labor force, it would probably look the same.
Yeah, and if you took a labor force from 8 million years ago, it would look the same. Motherfuckers with shovels digging up shit. I mean, what's your point?
That was the best she had.
What do they do in African prisons? They complain about racism.
So, what is the point of
It's